Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday, June 7th. Look who I got with me. This is a new face for you guys. This is our new meteorologist, Peyton Langford. And Peyton, so happy to have you on the team. And maybe you can introduce everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm excited to join the weather team here. I'm coming from Texas A&M, but don't yell at me yet. I did go to the U of A for a year and a half, and my family's from Arkansas. So
Yeah.
I am a hog on the inside.
That is awesome. That's a perfect combination. You got the Razorback in you, but you got the meteorologist from A&M, which they have a great meteorology school. Let me tell you something. He knows a lot about the weather, so we're super excited. Some people sending some birthday messages. So thanks, Josh. Josh Wiles is my weather intern. He's another guy that knows a lot about the weather, and he's not even a meteorologist yet. So Bradley says hello to the KNWA weather gurus, the real go-getters.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of storms coming our way. So here's the deal. I want you to maybe ask a question to get to know Peyton Langford a little bit better. We'll do another one of these later on. But hello from Fort Smith, Arkansas, says Christopher. We've got a lot of storms, don't we? I mean, it's pretty crazy. This is an active weather pattern. What did you do, Peyton? You brought such an active weather pattern around there.
I can't blame that on me. Blame it on the jet stream energy.
Yeah, that's right. Another thing you can blame on the jet stream is all this smoke.
Definitely, yes. Jet stream is bringing a lot of that Canadian smoke from those wildfires that have been going on for a couple months.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you that. We're going to pop it up here on our screen, give you an idea of what's going on with the current fires and smoke. Definitely a little bit of an issue that's popping up across northeastern U.S. Have you seen some of the smoke pictures from New York? I mean, they canceled some games, Yankee games not even going on. We're talking about some really unhealthy air. In fact, we've got this, just made this today as we've updated. Current air quality shows that it's absolutely horrendous in the Northeast. This is the current conditions. We're going to zoom in, and you can see some areas that are very unhealthy. Earlier, we had hazardous even, but finally dropping off there a little bit and getting a little better. Around here, this doesn't like to stay updated, does it? We notice it wants to jump to a different one, and then that might be why this hasn't been a data set. There's the current conditions for the air quality. Let's go back in the Northeast. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now you see some hazardous air quality in the New York area. So definitely some serious issues there. I have not seen the Earth Cam time lapse overlooking the skyline. I bet you, though, it looked like a scene in Mad Max. Man, that is crazy. There's some nuts for sure with air quality. Let's go back to our location, though, and we'll zip into Northwest Arkansas. And so we can see that air quality's gotten better. It was in the unhealthy for sensitive groups in parts of Bella Vista, but now it's kind of dropped off a little bit. Got a few more people joining. This is a familiar face for me because you came back in, was it March?
Yeah, around spring break.
It was around March as we had a fire that happened.
Yeah, the old Arcegas building.
That was crazy. The old Arcegas building caught on fire. But this is a new face for you. You'll be seeing him very soon. Again, this is Peyton Langford, our newest meteorologist. So let's go back here real quick to the air quality now. It's 84. This is at 9 o'clock. It's dropping even more. Now it's in the 70s range, and unhealthy for some was earlier. So
yeah, hopefully it'll change to green soon so we can get some of those pretty sunsets.
I know, exactly. We had some high clouds rolling in. Had a nice sunset tonight, so that was kind of cool. We'll show you that as well. I got a time lapse of that. In fact, that's what I showed at the beginning of our weather. Also saw some in the beginning of my weathercast, saw some rainbows out there too. Maybe you caught a rainbow. So active weather, we're going to break that all down for you. If you have questions about the weather, go ahead and comment away. So that wasn't the better time lapse. This is the better one. This is P Ridge. I have it a little bit more focused. Watch this. Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Sunshine. And then watch this time lapse pop. Some high clouds.
Lights up those clouds.
Yeah, it really does. Gorgeous. All right. So Austin's saying, hey, how's it going? Austin, what's going on? He was my job shadow not too long ago. Austin Horan, very cool. How about this? What kind of severe storms are we looking at for Saturday? Finally, a question about the weather. He's like, let's just talk a little bit about what's going on with the weather forecast. And rightfully so. We want to get to it. So what we're going to do, first of all, is we're going to show you the next 2 days, because we do want to talk about the storm chances, which are going to be pretty active. So we'll get to Saturday in just a bit. But this is the forecast for tomorrow. A lot of storms.
Yeah, a lot of pop-up activity, especially in those eastern counties.
Yeah.
Around lunchtime, maybe headed home from work, even. A lot of storms rolling in.
So this might be a little more than the pop-up variety, too, because we actually have some forcing finally.
Yeah.
A little bit of jet stream energy. We do need the rain. It's going to be probably pretty widespread, too. So you're going to see that those storm chances are going to increase throughout the evening. So this is what we've got Thursday. So I know if you got baseball plans, I had a question on Facebook, social media. What about my baseball game, 6:30, 7 o'clock in Rogers? Pretty good chance there's going to be some storms.
Yeah, it's not this isolated pop-up stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot more coverage we're seeing.
A lot more coverage. Lasts possibly even into the early morning hours on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be a little overdone just because the instability will probably be overworked at that time. Then we got more storms. Did you see that for Friday? More energy swinging in. Now, why are we going to see all this storm activity? Well, let's set the stage first of all. This is the backdoor cold front that's moving in. It moves in from the northeast to the southwest. That's going to pop up some storms. And so, Richard, that's exactly what we're showing you right now. This is what it's showing. Storms popping up and moving from northwest to southeast. And, well, Peyton, I'm going to test you here. Here's your first test in the weather lab. What's my saying? You've got to know.
Northwest flow.
Oh, yeah. He passed. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And there's a reason that we say that, because the models sometimes underdo the amount of storm coverage. They underdo the amount of intensity of the storms. And northwest flow, it'll get you. As I don't know if you remember Baker Mayfield, who was on Dixon Street. He's like,
Oh,
Dixon
yeah.
Street, it'll get you. So
Yeah, that concrete slab got it real well.
yeah, yes, it did. All right. Now, question about Saturday. Saturday, I personally believe the severe weather risk, because the energy is moving in, will be a little bit farther west. So Saturday, stronger storms to the west. But here's the thing. They're not going to completely die off.
Right.
An MCS, a mesoscale convective system, is going to move in overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. A lot of the long-range models have this now. I believe it firmly. We have a lot of instability, and we finally have a little bit of jet stream energy too. We're going to show that as well. Let's go right now into the European model. The European, I think, does the best job on this. Notice it's pretty quiet Saturday morning. So if you have any plans Saturday morning, that's when you want to get out and do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday afternoon, maybe not so
Not
much.
so much.
Yeah, some storms pop up, some energy moves in. We have some instability. Some of those storms could be severe, but the majority of the severe weather threat looks to be to the west. As you saw that severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center, this is for overnight Saturday into Sunday. The storms will weaken some, but probably hold together to bring what's called an MCS. And MCS stands for?
Mesoscale convective system.
He passes another question. There you go. He's like, ugh, I don't know about all this. We'll train him well. So here's he already has the training meteorology wise, so that's cool. Now Sunday, what happens Sunday? We get more energy moving in, more storms. There it is, popping up. Now what's going to happen is we got a front that's moving in from the north on this day. So we have this wave of energy on Saturday. Sunday, a front pushes in from the north. And that actually might bring an end to the rain for Monday.
A nice break from rain would be kind of nice.
Yeah,
Even
at
though we
least
had
the
some
storm
much needed
chances. We do need rain, and some people have gotten it. I got a half inch at my house today. I was so excited, over a half inch, but it came down fast, by the way. So here's a look at the European model showing that rain for Tuesday. Now, someone asked, how is next week looking? Larry, here's your answer. We've got severe weather potential. I'll show you why. A lot of energy coming in. And you're going to notice that storm activity kind of lingering. So that cut off here a little too early. Let's see what happens on Wednesday. So Wednesday, there's some storms popping up, a low pressure system. Now, the European showing Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and then again Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Both of those days will have the potential to be severe. Now, why is it going to be a little more organized? The reason it's a little more organized is because we have jet stream energy. For the first time in a long time, we don't have that omega block that we saw last week. and the week before and the week before, which is why we've seen all these pop-ups. I don't think this is going to draw on here perfect, but there's a look at the jet stream, and no, that doesn't draw well at all. That doesn't draw well, but you know what will? This. Let's see if I can draw on here.
But yeah, it's nice. We finally have a breakdown of that omega block.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of that jet stream energy coming in from Los Angeles and making its way into our neck of the woods.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I'll draw. So this is the way the jet stream was before. We had this right here, an omega block. So any of the energy was to the south or to the north or to the west. Now we finally have it starting to move in. Now watch what happens by the middle of next week. We've got a lot of energy. That's a very strong system coming in, a lot of jet stream energy, enough wind shear, maybe low-level wind shear might be a little stronger than what the models show. That's definitely a short wave. Severe weather in Oklahoma is probably, a given, honestly. A lot of storm chasers getting ready to go. Now, another thing I'm going to show you, and bear with me here, this is called the vorticity map. And I just want to show you why we've had so many stinking pop-up storms lately. It's just been absolutely crazy, the amount of pop-up storms. So what you're going to see here is all these little pieces of energy. So what they are is little spins in the atmosphere. And this is known as a vorticity map. And, Peyton, you can tell them a little bit more about a vorticity map.
Yeah, so vorticity basically shows the spin in the atmosphere. We can see those darker reds like over Las Vegas, and it's kind of more organized into your spin. That's where we have those stronger storms. But we can see over our area and just south of St. Louis and Oklahoma City, it's not as strong.
Not as strong.
So that's why we have those little pop-ups when it comes over Fayetteville.
And you're going to see that on tomorrow afternoon. There's that northwest flow. You can see those little systems diving in from Missouri. So that is going to be severe weather potential. Farther west, maybe not so much here, but still organized because there is a little bit of forcing. Now watch what happens on Saturday. Saturday, we get this energy to swing in from the west. Look at all that energy. There's all these little pieces of energy, these short waves. You think the models are handling this perfectly? Absolutely not. There's all sorts of little short waves. Now, as we move into next week, you're going to see that big low on the west coast of the United States starts moving through and moving eastward, and so that's going to bring some storm activity. You bring up a good point, Richard. I'm going to display our names so you can get an idea of exactly who this is. This is Peyton Langford. He's the newest meteorologist. He just started this week, so everybody welcome Peyton Langford. If you're new to this area, you literally just joined on, and he joined on as well. So I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that were new to this area at the University of Arkansas. In fact, the next month, they've got orientation for freshmen.
Oh, I remember my freshman orientation.
I was a part of that with my daughter this past couple of days, and it is intense.
Yeah, there's a lot of information thrown at you super fast.
It's like a fire hose of information. It was pretty nuts. So that is the new weather guy. Nobody's leaving. We're just adding a fourth meteorologist. Zach Gilday's still crushing it. He'll be on in the morning. Josh Rugger is on vacation. He's going to be at Universal Studios tomorrow. And how about this? Melissa says, a big system is coming. I know that it's coming because my body is screaming in pain. The weather will tell you a lot about, or your body will tell you a lot about.
Yes, I've heard about that. It's crazy.
There is so much truth to that. That is for sure. Now, here's why. What happens is, and this is what I heard from a doctor. Don't quote me on this, but this is what I heard, is that low pressure, which is, low pressure is lighter air. There's a lack of oxygen in the blood. So a lack of oxygen in the blood is what can cause these headaches.
Yeah,
what
they call it a little weaker.
Pressure headaches. Yeah. Another thing is that lower pressure will push on your body, and so when it goes from low to high really fast, that hurts your joints and stuff like that. So that's exactly why that kind of hurts, and it's subtle, but your body recognizes it. And the people that really recognize it, arthritis, and those that have broken a bone and it's healed, but it hasn't healed. It's not the same. It's kind of healed over. So bones will ache in when the weather comes.
That's
There's
crazy.
no doubt about that.
Yeah, I never knew the truth to that.
Yeah. So you guys have any questions for Peyton? Fire away. Let us know.
Fire away.
Yeah, what's your questions? He can answer them. So meteorologist, he'll answer any questions that you might have. Thank you, Ron, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Got another 59 minutes left. And then it's my mom's birthday. Okay. Are you able to tell if these will be overnight or daytime storms? Great question. We really have shown the future track a couple of times. Let's give you a better idea on the timing of this. So here's a look at the timing, Melanie. So take your comment off the screen so you get an idea. So tomorrow morning, maybe not so much, but still a chance that it pops up a little earlier than expected. And you'll notice a 40% chance of storms as we move into our Thursday afternoon. Now, we contemplated going 60, but just at the moment, we thought a lot of the storm activity might be a little farther northeast.
Right.
Just because of that backdoor cold front moving in. Then we've got a 60% chance of storms on Friday. Friday, I think the front lingers and all of that stuff. And so that's going to bring a little bit more storm activity. So there's your timing of the storms. Then I will show you the 7-day forecast. But we just got a lot of activity coming. There's just no doubt about it. And we look at the rain chances, and you're just going to see, rain chances each day. So there it is. Rain on and off. How about this? All right, Josh. Josh has a question. If you have any other questions, let me know. What we'll do, in fact, is we'll say, ask your question about Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. We'd love to see it. And so here's a question from Josh. We'll pop that back up on the screen. What is your most favorite Razorback sport? Oh, I think I know this one because we talked about this.
Yeah. I'm a huge baseball guy. So Arkansas baseball is what my eyes are going to be glued to when that's on. I also love football. I'm excited to see KJ out there just absolutely cutting up the field.
Yeah.
And always a big basketball fan. I went to a lot of the basketball games when I was here.
That sounds like everything.
Right?
Yeah. I can tell you this. I'm an everything sports guy. In fact, my wife came into the living room as I was eating after she was getting ready for the night, and she goes, sports. Turns around, walks away. She's like, I don't want to watch women's softball. But women's softball, I'm watching it now because my alma mater, OU, is in the championship game versus Alyssa Orange's alma mater, Florida State. And
looks like Oklahoma's swinging away with this.
It's looking good. Game one's looking good. So anyways, Josh is loving that. All right. Was he in the storm in Colcord Saturday? It was crazy hail and wind and heavy rain. Were you driving into the storm? You arrived on June 1st.
Right.
So that was not last Saturday. Saturday was a crazy storm. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that on radar.
And we remember talking about the storm chances. They would be a lot more widespread. They weren't everywhere because I barely got any rain on Saturday. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of storms. I don't even think he knows. Do you know about the 8-ball?
No, I don't.
Okay. I will introduce it to him. The wise 8-ball. We have an 8-ball in the weather lab that we basically consult for our weather forecast.
Good.
Say goodbye to all the scientific
forget
stuff,
all of that.
All that jargon, all the meteorology degree stuff, all the 4 years of math and physics and everything else. It's just about the 8-ball.
Yeah.
So we actually have a 5th meteorologist, Peyton. The 4th meteorologist is the 8-ball. I'm just kidding. How is Arley, Montana? I don't know.
Haven't been, but I know there were some tornado warnings over the past few days.
Yeah, there have been in Montana. Yeah. I don't know if it's how about this? Peyton, are you married? Children?
I am not married and I do not have children.
Okay.
And I am from Cypress, Texas, which is just northwest of Houston. But a lot of my family is from South Arkansas. Shout out Camden and Fordyce. And then
nice.
My dad's side of the family now lives in Hot Springs. So
look at that.
Yeah.
The family in Arkansas. So
yes.
That is so cool. How about this? What inspired you to do meteorology? That's a good. I don't actually know that either.
Yeah, what inspired me to do meteorology? I've always just wanted to help people and wanted to be outdoors, and I believe meteorology has been a great route for that.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tornado come really close to my house when I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it was surreal. Everything about the moment. It was actually Brookfield, Wisconsin, which is a suburb of Milwaukee. So, all right, I'm about to make Peyton's face as red as the radar this weekend. Young ladies, he's a doll. There you go. Sorry, Peyton. We tell the weather by our bodies and the magic 8-ball around here.
Yeah.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie. Oh, yeah. Good question. Do you have a dog?
No, I don't have a dog, but I just got a kitten. He is 14 weeks, and his name is NATO, short for tornado, and he sure acts like one the way he runs around my room.
Oh, man. Is the apartment pet friendly?
Yeah,
okay,
apartment is pet friendly.
Make sure you pay that deposit. Here's a good one. TJ asked this. I already know the answer to this question.
Diehard Astros fan? Absolutely.
Yeah, we knew that was
Eat,
coming.
sleep, breathe Astros baseball.
What'd you think about the old trash can gate?
Yeah, that is definitely a low moment. But we proved we can do it without it.
Yeah, that's a low moment. Yeah. All right. How about this one? Bobby, you know any good meteorology jokes? Well, I'm putting you on the spot there. Someone's asked me that before.
Do I know any good meteorology jokes? No, I don't have many saved up.
Yeah.
I need to read more from.
We'll have to come up with some. Bobby, you got one? Let me know. Is it NATO or NATO?
NATO. NADO.
Yeah.
Short for tornado.
Yeah, we don't want NATO.
Yes, that's not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
And trust me, I've gone through the names, and I like NATO, but unfortunately, they do think it's the treaty organization.
Yeah, no, not that. Yep. But NATO.
Yes.
We love our Astros no matter what. Here's Austin says, this is the exact same thing I said when Dan asked me about job shadowing. Yep. So very cool. We're getting to learn more about Peyton. You're going to be seeing a lot more of him. Like I said, he's our 4th meteorologist. We're excited. He's going to be doing a lot of digital. He's going to be doing a lot of Facebook, so interacting with you, teaching you about the weather in multiple avenues. He'll be on the air. We're getting him trained up in that, and he's going to be ready to rock and roll.
I'm excited.
So, ladies, he is a doll. He's ready to go. You got a girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
unfortunately, don't say that. You said fortunately, yeah.
Yes.
Favorite music?
Favorite music, all kinds of music, honestly.
He does. He listens to all kinds.
Yes.
I don't know about Theocracy and heavy metal, so that's actually pretty
funny.
Pretty good joke. Theocracy is a good heavy metal band. There is a song that's pretty epic, that Mirror of Souls. 22 minutes, 30 seconds. Put that on, run a 5K. TJ says, welcome to the team. And
thank you, TJ.
And we got Josh saying, here's a joke. Why are meteorologists so stressed? Because the job is full of high pressure. All right. I've seen that. Here's a simple. How does Hurricane see with one eye?
One eye.
Yep. I like that. Brian, that's a good one. What happens when the fog lifts in California? UCLA. That's good.
I got to start getting some.
Dan, Richard, puffy clouds. That's Mr. O. You got to know about puffy clouds. Richard, tell him about puffy clouds because you are Mr. Puffy Clouds. He's like, he's not getting this, but you can explain it. All right. Anybody else that has a question for Peyton? In the meantime, let's show you the 7-day forecast because if you missed it, we've got it for you right here. And this will break down, and we're going to break down everything. So Richard says, it's just a funny word to me. He just likes the word puffy. And his rubber ducky, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. So if you're still on here wondering about the weather, this is what you can expect. So tomorrow, we have the chance of storms in the afternoon. Nothing really kind of in the morning. Thursday overnight and Friday morning, I don't think you don't see as much.
Right.
And then Friday, storms moving in the afternoon and evening. And then really overnight Friday into Saturday morning, we can also see some storms. So
definitely.
There's more energy. Now, there might be a break in the storm activity on Saturday morning. But then as we move into Saturday night, that's when the storms ramp up. And then the best chance of rain overnight Saturday into Sunday with more storms Sunday. And then Monday, there's that front coming through and the system clears out. Tuesday, strong storms potentially. That's that energy moving in. At the moment, we just have 20% for Wednesday because there's uncertainty how long it's going to stick around. And that's what that looks like. And River Valley forecast, very active and unsettled. Still continues. Nothing really changes except maybe a few higher temperatures because the River Valley will be warmer.
Right. And with those higher temperatures, you can expect some more storm activity.
That's right. That's right. So if you're just hopping on here and you're seeing, who is this guy with you? It's not a job shadow. It's not an intern. It's our new meteorologist.
The real deal.
Yeah, the real deal, man. Knows his stuff. That's right. Let's see here. Dan, where is the future track on your website? Could you show us the live where it is? So we actually don't have the future track on our radar because a lot of times it doesn't show exactly what's happening. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's kind of reserved for us showing you. I mean, for people that are weather knowledgeable and weather efficient, they can look up the models themselves.
Right.
But you can look up the models all you want. If you don't know the basics of the meteorology behind it, it doesn't really sometimes pan out. So there you go. How about this? Austin says, trash. Too much rain. I want to go play basketball and work out. No kidding.
Yeah.
Larry said this, and this is not too far from the truth. Wait until you do a 4-hour Facebook Live. Hopefully it doesn't leave. There have been some long Facebook Lives. Yeah. But what's awesome about this is that, and this is why we do it this way. So let's say we have storms rolling in, and we can just go to Mega Doppler, and boom, we can look at them right away. We can pop it up on here. We'll walk everybody through what's happening storm-wise, even when they're outside of our weather coverage area, just to give people what I call situational awareness.
Right.
So now they start moving in, and let's say they're starting to increase and get a little stronger. Then what we can do is focus on those. And then the beautiful thing is that we can go right from here to on air without stopping the stream. So all these people that are hopping on, they have one stream. They know where it's at. It's on our website. It's on Facebook. It's on Twitter. They can go right to it, and then they can watch our severe weather coverage as it's happening.
That's awesome.
And so that's really nice instead of stopping something, launching a stream again, and we can do it on multiple platforms. So it is extremely helpful. So that's why we do that.
That's good to get people weather aware.
Yeah, absolutely. TJ says was a Texas fan, but now I'm a Chiefs fan.
I'm a Texans fan. Highs and lows.
All right. Josh says, I'm a Dallas fan. Through tornado to hurricane, I am a true one. He's a Dallas fan. Love that. Let's see how well he handles crazy storms like we had a couple weeks ago when Dan was even stressed out because it was too crazy to predict. You know, it's the truth, man. Sometimes these patterns are very difficult, and I don't like it when I don't have a good idea of what the weather is going to do exactly.
Right.
I want to know. I want to have a good feeling about the weather forecast. These pop-up storms, I could tell you there's a chance of pop-ups, but you've got people that are asking, well, what about my graduation in Springdale tomorrow? I can't tell you if a pop-up storm is going to happen over Springdale. It's impossible.
It's all about where you have those local pieces of energy.
Yeah.
And enough daytime heating to get those pop-up showers.
And the terrain, too,
That's
as well.
Insanely hard to predict.
Josh is an Eagles fan. I know that. I'm a Packers fan, and I can't wait to see what Jordan Love does because I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Dan, how can you interrupt our TV program when bad weather comes in? So we do that by going through master control and taking the feed and interrupting. Now, we only do that. I want to stress this out. We only do that when the situation is extremely serious and life-threatening. Tornado warnings. We don't do it for anything during programming. If it's not like threatening, life-threatening, it's just some thunderstorms, we're not going to break in and interrupt your programming. But if it is life-threatening and someone can die, we need to let people know about it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, sometimes that can cover a very small area of the weather coverage area, but we still have to go on for everybody. So the outflow boundaries that make it even more fun forecasting. Exactly.
Oh, I've done a lot of reading on outflow boundary convergence and outflow initiated storms. So you can throw that at me. Oh, I'm ready for it.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
I like it. A&M's got a great program. We got just a stout meteorology team that knows their stuff about the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me a time when you had to deal with a major weather event?
Yes, 2017 Hurricane Harvey. Everything was underwater, swimming with the fishes, pretty much.
Wow. So how did you have any flooding at your house?
Luckily, no, because my neighborhood does have a retention pond, but every single neighborhood around me, 4.5 to 5 feet of water.
Oh, in their homes?
Yes, it was terrible.
Yeah, and you know that Harvey wasn't, was it a major hurricane when it came ashore? It was. Was it Category 4?
Yeah,
but then it just stalled and it stayed, and it was under a blocking high to the north, and it just didn't go. So there you go. There's a time about that. You know what? We don't have the squeaky chair.
Oh no, this chair is pretty squeaky.
Is it?
I feel like every time I lean back in it.
Yeah, let's see. He likes squeaky chairs.
Let's see. So I remember during the show the other day, I like leaned back and it was.
Oh, there you go. A little squeaky. Yeah, come on over here. We'll appease Richard Evans. Okay, let's hear it. It's not as squeaky as the other one. Yeah. True that wife lived in Hitchcock, Texas, and that went through. Okay. UARC needs a meteorology program.
I agree.
You know, I was sitting in there in the I'll be 100% honest with you on this, Josh. I was sitting in orientation. I was looking at the course list. I was looking at what they offer. I was looking at the earth sciences. This is everything that the University of Arkansas provides. And I'm just like, you know what? We need to get a meteorology program started up. What if it was the Dan Scoff School of Meteorology? What if I started that up?
Yeah,
it would be pretty wild. I would love to teach. I think you know that. I love to teach weather.
Oh, I would too.
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I just love talking about the weather and the science behind it. So
I love doing that when I go to weather talks and talk to school kids. So
yes.
All right. Bobby has a great question. What's the word on El Nino? We are in El Nino watch. It's transitioning to El Nino. What that typically does is bring a pretty active subtropical jet. In our area, a lot of the storms are either close to us or south, but we don't get those rapid temperature changes as much because the jet stream isn't as amplified for the subtropical jet. So, man, GoFundMe, help bring your dream to fruition. Yeah.
Yeah, we started a GoFundMe for a new radar at Texas A&M because.
How did it go?
Yeah, no. The university was like, sorry, guys, we're not doing that.
No, you have to. We need a new radar, too. Here's some balloons. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dan, I've seen you do this a few times. I seen you need some at the station. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. My 6-year-old loves the weather. Hopefully, Arkansas will have a program when he gets older. I think it would be awesome.
It'd be awesome.
Why not? I mean, there's so many people that are interested in meteorology, and I really was thinking that, and I was like, you know, it takes initiative, and I wonder what I could do to start it.
Yeah, this is the perfect place for it.
I got some connections from orientation, talking to some different people, the director of orientation. They would know higher ups to talk to in the university, and you know,
literally all types of weather happen. Right?
Now, honestly, we'd have to get professors, we'd have to get people, but they would do it.
Totally.
We'd have a building. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I really do, and I think it could be something. I mean, all the other meteorology programs had to start somewhere. Yeah. Right.
And one day it'll get its own radar and fill that radar gap.
Yeah. Exactly. You got it. All right. Well, I think that about sums it up. Any more questions about the weather? Real quick, going back to the 7-day, there's a look at all the storms, River Valley, and each day we have storm chances, a little more than just pop-ups, a lot more energy coming in, a lot of instability. So some of those storms could briefly pulse to severe limits. And boy, I think that about sums her up.
Yeah.
All right.
Well said.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining this Facebook Live, and thanks for meeting Peyton Langford, our newest meteorologist. You'll be seeing a lot more of him, and we will talk about it. One last question here coming up: are we behind in overall rainfall? The answer to that, I could sum that up. Yes, we are. Yeah, we are. But here's the thing. It's like, it's kind of interesting. So for the month, because we had that heavy rain that happened on Drake Field, which I didn't get much. But here's a look at, Tim, the almanac in Fayetteville. Notice for the year, we do have a little bit of a deficit, but we did have some rain in the beginning of June, which was that Saturday, June 3rd. And boy, did it storm pretty good, 2.11. That's a lot of rain that fell at Drake Field. We got like a tenth of an inch at the most. So there's that. And then let's look at the Fort Smith Almanac, which, by the way, didn't see that rain as much on Saturday. And so there you go, a little less.
A little bit more of a deficit.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care. Jacob has one more thing here. If every eVersity online college had a meteorology program, I consider it. It would be one all online and two have associate's degree from them. Well, that'd be good. We dry here, says Tim. We would dry at my house, but we got it. Tim, you got to let me know where you're at. I don't know. But all right. Well, we will see you tomorrow, and we'll do some more updates. I don't think severe weather potential tomorrow is going to be off the charts, but next week, a little more energy rolling in. We could be checking it out. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. God bless. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you later.
I'll see you later.
Bye.